Here we are like we always are. When you're near, I'm never far. We're a matched and perfect set. Never separated yet. In fact, we are the indisputable, positively irrefutable. You might say we're me and you-able teammates, teammates.
How in the world is it that you could have seen 5 out of the 6 movies and... Well, the one we're forgetting about is This Means War.
I saw that. Right.
Yeah. So I haven't seen it.
Well, I saw Rampart and Coriolanus on disc. I went to Declaration of War by mistake.
How did you get into that by mistake?
Well, I thought I was seeing that Navy SEALs movie, Act of Valor.
Did they screen that early?
No, that hasn't even been screened yet. But that's what I thought I was doing. So I'm sitting there. And I say, I was saying this is the Navy SEAL movie, and someone goes, no, it's a French movie. And then the lights go down, and it's a French movie about a kid with cancer. And I was like, wow, no Navy SEALs are going to come.
That's what happened to me with The Vow. I thought I was going to go see This Means War.
Right.
I just got the night wrong. Before I got to this. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to stay.
Yeah, I'm not going to, suddenly it's like a French movie. I did want to leave, and it's actually a good movie, but just in my head, I was expecting Navy SEAls at all times.
Have you had that happen before? I've had it happen in a couple of, I had intended to go see Die Hard with a Vengeance, and it ended up being Zoe Cassavetes' Broken English.
Yikes.
Now, I didn't mind, but my guests were like, what the fuck?
Yeah. There's one, I'm not going to remember the name, but there's a movie with Tim Robbins and who's the chick in The Vow? Rachel McAdams. They're returning Iraqi war vets.
And I don't think I've seen that.
I swear I saw it like 3 months before this screening. I sat there. I didn't know where I was at. The movie comes on, and I'm like, fuck, I've already seen this movie. And it was a Minda movie. Minda's one of the reps. And she was like, when did you see it? I was like, you showed it to me 3 months ago. Remember we were supposed to do interviews? She goes, I never showed you this movie.
Oh, it was a preview promo
I don't know.
type of thing?
I don't know. But I knew the movie. Yeah. And there I sat through it again. It wasn't any better the second time, although I did like watching Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
It's almost enough to make me go see The Vow.
Yeah, that happened to me with, remember the film Red?
Yeah.
They showed it super early, and it wasn't in, I think we saw that movie like a month or something. Or
the one with John Malkovich and...
Yes. And the special effects weren't in place. And, wasn't ready.
Yeah.
But I was there.
It was a John Travolta, Vince Vaughn epic.
Domestic Disturbance.
Yeah. And Vince Vaughn was coming in for interviews. Did you do it at the time?
No, I would have liked to. That was what, like 10 years ago.
They showed
11 years ago.
They showed the screening, and before it starts, they go, all right, it doesn't have the finished effects in it, but this is, and so what they meant by that, sometimes finished effects was like the final score's not in, or some little detail. They hadn't put in the gunshot effects, so there's a big shootout. It's like pop, 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 pop. It was like they're playing with cap guns.
They
it was
really
so bad.
I'd seen an early version of Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah,
and my brother really likes the movie. He thinks it's like a masterpiece. I know.
Oh boy,
I know. There's a whole lot to
stay focused.
Try to figure out there. But so I'd seen it like a month and a half before it came out, and it was not ready. Some of the special effects were still not there. So every time I see the movie, I don't see any of the guys in the car. All I can think of is knowing that all of the backgrounds, everything outside this car, is just a green screen. Yeah. It's fake.
Even if a movie's decent, if you see it like that, I have no desire to go back and see it again. I don't want to go see Vince Vaughn now that the gunshots are added. That movie sucked. He was a fun interview.
Everything. It's everything. Do you remember that? What was that one flick that we saw with, it was the Ron Howard flick that was just completely horrible with Kevin James and Vince Vaughn?
Yeah.
And they showed it to us, but the projection was all fucked up. And so we didn't have the sound quality. We didn't have, it was just a really messed up screening. And so not having the sound quality for the first 20 minutes of the movie, when you see these guys go to the bar and do their dance scene,
Yeah,
I just can't see the movie the same way again. It just the sound is 50% of the experience. It just doesn't work.
Yep.
Doesn't work. And then that memory sticks with you.
Yeah.
You know?
And and I remember when we walked across, because we saw it at one theater, the sound was awful.
Yeah.
We walked across to the other theater and I showed it from the beginning.
Yeah.
So we had to sit through that half hour again with sound that proved how bad a movie it was. That movie sucked.
I think of Red and I think of like these animated balls that were supposed to be grenades bouncing into the frame because they hadn't finished the effects.
Oh, spherical objects.
Yeah, spherical objects of a sort. So, man, there's a number of films this week, but for a number of reasons, life got in the way.
For you.
For me. For me.
For you.
For me. I was planning on seeing This Means War. Mm-hmm. But I had another commitment, and then the same goes for they didn't press screen us. They didn't screen
Ghost Rider 2.
Spirit of Vengeance.
Did you read the reviews today? They're not
pretty
kind.
bad. Both of these pretty bad. So, but it's not to say that I didn't go to movies. I mean, I saw Whit Stillman's Damsels in Distress, and then
Coriolanus.
That fucking title, man.
That's Shakespeare. He did not have a way with words when it came to titles, huh?
Coriolanus.
Coriolanus.
Oh, man. I just finished watching that, and I could not deal. I could not wait for this movie to be over. I mean, I knew it was like some sort of a Kenneth Branagh thing or, with the contemporary Shakespeare.
Now your cup of tea. That's what I loved about it. I don't want to see him in leotards running around.
I mean, it's poetry. Some of the things these people were saying it was astonishing.
I thought
but I was so bored with it. I was I could not wait for this movie. 2 hours and 10 minutes of holy shit. Please end.
Man, I thought, and funny is I thought the language was the least important part of it. I like the way they make it sound real, not like they're enunciating Shakespeare from the stage. But I thought Fiennes was great. I thought it was a good action movie. It's it's set in it's kind of like an urban guerrilla setting.
It's a fantasy world.
Okay, you really didn't like it.
Well, I suppose you could compare it to something like
Iraq.
I mean, it does what Romeo and Juliet does, except it's completely different.
What? And what?
No, don't say it's Shakespeare, John.
Yeah, but
it's a contemporary. It's a fantasy world. It's just a different, darker, Voldemort-y fantasy world, not the primary colored, heightened reality of Baz Luhrmann. Both being contemporary versions of Shakespeare.
Right. So, but what's your...
One of those I found more entertaining.
Obviously, the Baz.
Yes.
So I find I still find annoying.
More entertaining than this.
Really, I thought I thought the updating was good. The acting I thought was amazing. Vanessa Redgrave as his mom.
Yeah.
I thought Fiennes did a good job. Even the usually bad Gerald Butler was good. Although it is weird to hear Shakespeare speaking with thick Scottish accents. There's a few people in this movie, it just rolls out like a brrr.
There was one part of this movie that I did dig.
What?
The first showdown between Coriolanus and Tullus Adolphus that Butler plays.
Right.
That was pretty cool. But I think I'll just admit I found it hard to follow.
Okay.
I just got lost a couple of times, and I tried. The character Tamora, she's like the revolutionary chick.
Yeah,
she was kind of neat.
Yelling
the actress,
shit out.
yeah, the actress that plays her. I was not familiar with her. Lubna Azabal.
No, I'm still not familiar with her. What has she been in?
Azabal. I don't know.
Oh,
no.
How about Brian Cox?
Yeah, come
on, Brian Cox.
Yeah.
And
he is good, but I just couldn't handle it. I really wanted it to end, and I am perfectly willing to give this movie a second chance.
After everything you've said, you'd see it again?
Because I feel like I had some trouble following. I feel like I missed some stuff.
Well, weren't you watching it like in a coffee shop on your laptop?
I was, and it was not the best viewing experience.
Yeah.
So distractions.
Mm-hmm.
And I was also, because of time constraints, I was pressured. I couldn't keep rewinding the movie. I had to get it done.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I think it affected my disposition.
I hope it gets better in the second viewing. I'm not sure if it will.
I think it will.
Yeah.
But I just was like, I couldn't wait for it to end. I'm just, please.
That's how I felt about the, was it The Art of War? No. The Reese Witherspoon thing.
This Means War?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Piece of crap. Pine.
You actually convinced me not to see it.
Yeah.
I was going to go. And I knew that if I had mentioned it early, I'd get early criticism. I'd get some early feedback from some of the other critics. Yeah. And that was like, Steve, don't waste your time. Am I quoting you correctly? I think that's the quote.
It might have been more blunt.
So
maybe effing time. But who are the two lead guys? It's
Chris Pine.
Yeah, Captain Kirk and Bronson.
Tom Hardy.
Yes. And here's the thing. If they really wanted to make something original out of this, they should have just had those two guys fall in love. Because they hug and high five and say I love you to each other more than they do to Reese.
It was a subplot.
Not even subplot. They're pretty gay. But then Reese sticks her chin in. And, it's 90 minutes of romantic crap. Romantic comedy crap. Lame.
Happy Valentine's Day.
And McG, first of all, that name.
The guy's never going to get. He's never going to get respect for his name.
No.
I mean, that's really. You know what? That's kind of shallow, though.
Yeah, and you want to know something?
Because
I'll
it's not about the guy's name; it's about the movie.
But I'll bet you $1 he nicknamed himself that.
I got to ask Brett about this because because according to his review in the Phoenix,
right,
somebody named McG can't make a movie like this.
Why?
Because this is a movie because you have to bear in mind, everyone, this is a movie from a guy named McG. So what's to be expected?
I mean, he did make the Charlie's Angels movie, which I thought was enormously entertaining. Yeah. But the first fight in this is edited and shot so badly you can't see anything. And it's like, why am I watching this action movie?
The A-Team.
Crap. It was just really bad.
I don't know where that first started happening, where they felt that they could edit so quickly that you could mask what was going on. I can't pin that on an early film, but I'm thinking what really stands out for me is the blur and mess of A-Team. Right.
You're not thinking about how cool it is. You're wondering, what are they hiding? Yeah. The stunt person's face. It was a fight so bad when they shot it.
You don't need 3 edits for one punch.
No. Look at the last Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol. And you see that's Tom Cruise hanging off the side of that building. That was just edited so much better to not try to hide anything. And so, and then
that movie won last year. Basically, that was the box office champ.
Ghost Protocol?
Yeah,
I can see that. Well, the man did a great job selling it too.
Yeah, and the failure was Hugo.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's sad.
Hugo only did something like 63 million.
Wait, wasn't there a bigger flop than Hugo though?
Oh, I don't know.
It might have been, but yeah,
likely.
Reese Witherspoon's a little too long in the tooth to be kind. To dance around in short shorts to an old rap song while she's making popcorn and the guys come in and infiltrate her house.
I'll pay for that.
No, you think you would, but it's just, I've never really had a thing for her beyond, just a normal guy thing. But yeah, she, I don't know. It was shot really, these guys spent gazillions of dollars surveying this girl to see who would, win her love. And they can't say I love you to her, but they say it to each other all the time as they hug and stare in each other's eyes.
Aren't they supposed to be at each other's throats?
Well,
isn't that what this is about?
It's a lover's spat. All that regression is coming out in ways they didn't expect as they try to fight over a woman. They should literally just have them fucking get it over with. And then, that would be a bold move by Hollywood standards, But they don't even kiss. They just longingly look at each other and then hug and say, I love you. It's weird.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was bad.
Wasn't there anything else that was entertaining about This Means War?
No. There's a lot of high-tech gadgetry that you've seen before.
Yeah.
And, everything's big computer screens. the CIA would let these guys spend all this money surveying some chick who works as a product tester.
I thought this was going to be something like I haven't seen it. I was expecting it was going to be something like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
No.
Except with two guys.
No. Yeah, Mr. and Mr. Smith. And I don't think I'm reading too much into it. I think it was there.
What was the last thing Reese Witherspoon has done? She's been away for a little while.
That was any
supposed
good?
to be her.
She did that
thing
Water
about
for
that.
Elephants.
Oh yeah.
And then I think that was the last one she did was Water for Elephants.
I always think of her from that movie Man in the Moon. It was like 91, 92. She was a kid. She was like 13, 14. And it was Robert Mulligan, the director of To Kill a Mockingbird.
Uh-huh.
Love the soundtrack to it. That's a tragic little film.
I liked her in Cruel Intentions.
Hmm.
I liked her in Legally Blonde, but not Legally Blunt.
Yeah.
You know, I've never really think she's very light to me. She's not a very serious someone to be taken seriously.
You know, in a way, she seems kind of over, and yet she's so young.
You remember when she was June Carter Cash?
Yeah.
That was probably the best bit of acting I saw her do.
Yeah.
But other than that, she's a movie star. She's not an actress. There's a difference, I think.
And we got to move on because my level of interest in talking about Reese Witherspoon is just going down.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
all right. No, I'm sure if we're
Reese.
Yeah, she's got to be stopped. So
that's a no.
Yeah, but you saw.
I'd go see it this week if Sarah wanted to see it. You know.
I dare you.
I guess this is maybe This Means More was supposed to be like one of those painless things that, you know, it's like a chick flick that you bring the guys to because there are a couple of
they might be trying to market it
action
that way.
guys in it.
But then you're going to break up because you finally realize you're gay too. You know, when you mentioned that I might have influenced your decision by my opinion. I heard some opinions about the Whit Stillman movie,
and they're wrong, John.
Reviewers,
they're wrong. I loved this movie.
Okay, all right.
It's a New Yorker thing. It's a maybe it's like a New England thing or a Upper West Side Manhattan thing. I don't know what it is. I likened this movie as to like watching a live action New Yorker cartoon.
Okay.
It's dry and it's systematic. It's almost scientific in its semantics.
Okay.
These girls at this New England prep school, Seven Oaks. It's a college where it's kind of dominated by it has a male-dominated, you know, sort of entitlement thing. It's where rich parents send their kids to go to school.
Right.
Greta Gerwig plays this girl, Violet, who is intent on sort of changing the way the school operates. In other words, these guys who, like, you know, live in the best house on campus, they get the best stuff, they throw the best parties, but they're just dumb as bricks.
Uh-huh.
Or as the Coen brothers might say, dumb as a bag of hammers. She decides to, with the help of the student newspaper and a couple of her friends, mount a
campaign.
Yeah, a campaign to sort of right the wrongs here.
Uh-huh.
But then she has a heart. She wants to change the way things work at the college, but at the same time, she knows that yes, these guys are rich and entitled, and they're, you know, frat boys, but they're dumb, and dumb people deserve empathy.
Really?
Just because they're dumb doesn't mean they should be kicked out of their house. You know?
Okay. I'm going to use that argument when I get in trouble.
Well, that's kind of the way this movie. The movie is like so pedantic, but I found it entertainingly pedantic. Like it was just stating such obvious things, and the characterizations I thought were hysterical. I thought it really. I mean, half the other critics at the screening were they thought it was excruciating.
Yeah, but, the word I heard was unwatchable.
Unwatchable?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
Who'd you hear that from? You gonna say?
A critic who refers to me nameless, Ed Simkus. But I'm not a big fan of Whit Stillman movies anyway. Mm-hmm. And this one, I don't know.
This movie is really told from the point of view of Annalee Tipton. I mean, Greta Gerwig is the star, and she's sort of the narratress.
Right.
But Annalie Tipton plays a transfer student who comes to the school and meets sort of, the popular girls, or the girls who really know what's going on and how this school operates. So in a way, it's kind of told through her point of view. And these popular girls, led by Gerwig, run the suicide prevention center.
Right.
And so they have all this empathy to try and change life at the school, but it just doesn't go their way, because when Adam Brody comes into the picture as this like huge phony, he's just basically returns to the school basically. No,
Who's Adam Brody?
Adam Brody. He was in The Ring. We were just talking about Mr. and Mrs. Smith. He was the young assistant, or the young spy in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Well, anyway, he's just like this huge. The guy's basically a liar, and he ruins Violet's life. Well, she's so trusting. He puts out this huge fake front about what he's doing on campus, and the girls are so disillusioned that Violet in particular goes through questioning whether or not she's going to be killing herself, and her friends, and she disappears for a couple of days, and her friends thinks that she actually might have.
Yeah.
I thought this was a fun movie. I don't know why other people interpret it the way they do. I mean, Whit Stillman is
an acquired taste.
I think so. I mean, what you're getting into, with his films Metropolitan, Barcelona, Last Days of Disco. I liked how different this movie was. I liked how dry it was in its humor. Mm-hmm. I really liked one of the meathead jocks in this movie, is played by this guy Ryan Metcalf. I've never seen him before, but I thought every word out of his mouth was hysterical. Now, the movie, it has a couple of soapboxing moments, and these couple of moments I was really turned off by, but it didn't tip anything over for me. I thought,
right.
I thought it was a fine film. I walked out thinking, just like, damn, man, I was entertained. And I said to the publicist, don't listen to this other. I mean, how could these guys who say that they, I don't want to demean someone else's
opinion.
You think that other critics would be open to this kind of thing? I mean, because it is very not Hollywood.
Right.
It's very not mainstream movies. It's very different in that way.
But is it good in that way? It's not enough to be different.
I found it very entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, that's
but then
a valid
again,
point,
I think the movie is kind of academic in a way. And dry.
Yeah, excellent.
But I liked it.
All right.
Like that.
I might go see it. Has Greta Gerwig gotten any better?
Greta Gerwig's delivery is so straightforward.
Yeah, but has she gotten any better as an actress? Because she's showed a limited range.
I think so. Yeah. I believed her in this. I mean, I think everybody in the film, which I found amusing, it's like they're slightly catatonic. The girls in the movie have a very limited emotional range. Mm-hmm. And it's all about like veneers. The veneers, the way that they change themselves, the way they present themselves to the world, how they can change things, how they can mask what other people see. And they themselves are playing with people who are playing them.
Right.
Building veneers themselves, like these shields of lies that are just, They're also like Greta Gerwig, her character is like, I mean, I don't know if she's wants to be a deep thinker or she's authentic in her deep thinking, because she's just very, the way she talks is basically teaching the audience. So she kind of explains things step by step. And one of the things that she wants to do in this film is she wants to start a dance craze, because that's how you truly start a revolution is by doing that. And there's only a few people in the world who have actually started a dance craze. And she goes back to like the guy who started the Charleston. It wasn't the city that started the Charleston. It was it was a guy. It's usually one person, not a city. Yes, in fact, Chubby Checker was one of the.
And does she, Steve? It's not going to spoil it for me. Does she start a dance craze?
She attempts to. She attempts to.
My enthusiasm.
It's a fantasy film. I mean, when you have the film stop for a dance sequence, that's fantasy.
No, it could happen. All right. Well, if I see it, I'll report back to listeners. If I don't, I'll just let you carry the flag.
It's Whit Stillman, man.
Yeah, it's not a recommendation for me.
Well, it kind of, Whit Stillman's a Harvard guy. So well, that, it says something about his background and where this film comes from.
Okay.
I think I'd mentioned this earlier. He was in a Harvard club called the Fly Club.
Uh-huh.
And it is a very exclusive club, but another member of the Fly Club you might know, Fred Gwynn.
Okay.
Herman Munster.
But
Exclusive Harvard guy.
What was the Fly Club? I'd love to see the secret.
What was it? It's a male only fraternity. Well,
yeah.
It's a male only. It's a final club.
A final club? What is that?
An undergraduate social club, all male.
Wow, I never thought that of Fred Gwynn.
Yeah.
But have we got anything else?
It's like, what the fuck are we going to talk about?
We're not talking about anything.
You haven't seen Ghost Rider.
Nope.
You know what I should do?
What?
I should just input the Flintstones song right here. We can do it. I can do it.
When we've run out of things to say, it'll be our fallback.
What was the song called again? Teammates.
Teammates.
From a man called Flintstone.
Yep. And every time I just hear the title, the words start going through my head.
Here we are like we always are. When you're near, I'm never far. We're a matched and perfect set. Never separated yet. In fact, we are the indisputable, positively irrefutable. You might say we're me and you-double teammates, teammates. We may stay or we may go. Either way, we always know we will both be on the scene. Nothing ever comes between us, 'cause we are the most reliable, definitely undeniable. It's like we're you and I-able teammates, teammates, we. When I broke my arm last summer, you were the cat. What else could I do? With teammates through and through, me and you. Teammates, teammates, teammates. When I exercise, it's you who always starts breathing fast. How else could it be? We're suited to a T, you and me. Teammates, teammates, teammates. Now that's the long and short of it. The unabridged report of it. The starboard and the port of it. Teammates, teammates, we. Put it there, boy. We're teammates. Yeah, that's the long and short of it. The unabridged report of it. The starboard and the port of it. Teammates, teammates, we.
So you knew about this song?
Sure.
Even before, like, I just recently discovered.
What year did it come out?
66.
So I was 7.
Yeah.
I saw it in theaters.
You know, there's a couple of Flintstone songs from that one. But anyway, tell me, how do you pronounce the name of that fucking Studio Ghibli movie? Arrietty?
Arrietty.
Arrietty.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Was awesome.
Really?
Yep. You're just starting to get into the wonderful world of anime.
Yeah.
And it's a fine example of anime. So I would go see it.
I just got to see some more fucking movies. Isn't that the answer to everything?
No.
Just see some more fucking movies.
I saw 2 this morning before I came here.
What did you say?
I can't see anymore, Steve. I just can't.
No, I mean at the theater.
Right.
At the theater.
I saw 5 out of 6 that opened, and I saw at least one extra movie every day. I can't see anymore. Wow. I don't have time. I've got some implant where they project on my eyelids while I'm sleeping.
Do the Clockwork Orange thing where they
they're going to do that
strap
tomorrow.
you to a chair. And
tomorrow we'll be at the Science Fiction Marathon.
Force your eyelids open.
And I'm going to have to do that because I refuse to sleep next to...
Which is tomorrow?
Science
Fiction.
Fiction.
Right, the Science Fiction Convention. No, the Science Fiction...
movie Marathon.
Movie Marathon.
I've never done it. This will be my first year.
No, I haven't either.
24 hours of movies at the Somerville Theater.
They used to do it at the Orson Welles Cinema. I mean, this thing is how long has he been doing it now?
I don't know. Dan Kimmel, this will be Dan Kimmel's 31st year. 31 years of Science Fiction Marathon.
It's been going for that long?
I don't know. Maybe Dan was imagining. I don't know.
Wow.
But I think it'll be fun, and there's no pressure. I'm not covering it. I can leave whenever I want. But after like 12:30, there's no subway. So from 12:30 to 6,
He's been doing that since 1971.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm psyched. I think it'll be fun to, I mean, some of the movies I've already seen, some I've never seen. I don't know if my plan is to stay awake through the whole thing and just be miserable for 3 days after.
Any particular title you're looking forward to?
Well, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, but I've seen that before.
Yeah.
I haven't really looked at the schedule. I don't want to know too much. I just want to sit there and see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, so if a movie comes up I like, or it's, you know, there's a couple of world premieres, there'll be a couple of cartoons. I hear there's audience participation.
Yeah.
We'll see.
This is a short episode. This is going to be a short episode.
Fill it with just keep playing Teammates over and over again.
You can listen to all of our episodes online. We're at post-movie.net, and we're on Facebook, and we're on iTunes, where if you subscribe there, you get all kinds of love. All the love that iTunes offers by subscribing.
Do we have a Twitter?
Well, yes and no. We have a Twitter account.
What does that mean, Steve?
Because the Twitter account has just been it just directs to my account.
All right.
Which I've been using as the post movie, you know. That's right.
I just started my own Twitter account this morning.
Well, I started a Twitter page, and apparently like I wanted to make some changes to it, so I wanted to like hook it up to my account or something, or do something about it. But apparently if you I have it at, you can go to twitter.com/postmovie, but I wanted to delete that in order to fix something, and it turns out if you delete it, you can't redirect your other account to post at. I don't know how it works. Anyway.
Me neither. But I'm at BossLicks is my new Twitter account.
Really?
Yep. I've got 3 followers as of this morning, which is pretty cool. It's awesome. That's a 300% increase.
Well, send out a note to fellow journalists.
I did.
Critics,
I Facebooked it. That's how I got my 3
cinephiles.
And I just it'll be interesting because I've been using the Twitter account for work, and I can't really say what I want because it's a work account.
Mm-hmm.
So so it's at BossLicks, BOSFLIX.
What can't you say? You can't because you can't do.
Yeah, work is more for selling tickets to stuff. So I can't just say, "Hey, going to the post movie show. Hope to hear you there." That kind of stuff, because they don't understand that at work.
That's the other thing is now it's I'm thinking, we got to do it's just post movie show, because I've got people telling me you should drop the name podcast. Oh, I don't know what to do.
It's all right.
I don't know
try
what to
it.
do.
You can always fix it. All right. But you're whining. Let's stop this now.
At that point, yes. If you have anything you'd like to say, if you'd like to tell us to shut up, if you agree with anything we have put forth unto your ears, send us an email. We're at contact@post-movie.net. Be great to hear from you. Until next time, I'm Steve Head.
I'm John Black.
So long, everybody.